Well, hello everybody, welcome to the Romford Raiders pre-game show live and free on YouTube, getting you ready for the final regular season game of the season. How quickly it's all gone, we're here already.
Yes.
Playoffs are on the horizon, but tonight the Raiders still with a job to do to try and secure 7th place.
Yes. Still not over yet. Still not over. We all thought, feels like blooming ages that we've been stood here trying to say, are we going to make playoffs? And now, what
felt like an inevitability is now not so much with the...
Yeah.
I'd call it somewhat a surprise result last night with the Telford Tigers beating the Wildcats.
Yes.
But then again, you say this time of year teams not playing full rosters, resting people, taking it easy, not wanting to risk themselves. The Wildcats had a secured spot. Were they playing 100%?
Yes.
The Tigers have come good as well, which,
yes,
to be fair, you have to give a bit of credit for.
Yes. So, I think do you want to get to the big news? I think tonight. We'll go in early. I think I'll say early is. Well, if we'll show them later, but there is right now on the one side of the ice a nice, brilliant squad full of red jerseys for our British Heart Foundation game.
Yeah, another special jersey.
And on the other side, there's 12 players, including the goalie. The reason for that being is because
it's 11, isn't it? 10 plus 1.
If anyone didn't see what happened last night, Hull and Bristol decided they'd have a go at each other, and it's cost both squads a lot of players. And when we mean a lot, I mean a lot. Like, there is barely anyone on their side and lots of people on our side. Goalie-wise, they've got a goalie in from the Nottingham Lions. It's not one of their own. And it's just not looking too good for them at the minute, which is a little bit
we weren't entirely sure, even though the game sheet was uploaded. I was speaking to Dave Leach, who sorts it all out. We weren't entirely sure what the teams were going to be for tonight. We thought there might be a few changes on that game sheet, so we haven't really got the full lineup. All we knew is essentially that the Bristol Pitbulls were going to be playing very, very short-handed in what is going to be their final contribution, final appearance on the ice this side of the summer. Their season will conclude after tonight's action, and this long summer of looking at maybe the bits that went wrong this season and what they need to do next season to try and compete. As we said before, when they've been here, they've got a great backing, huge support coming into the rink every week, and there's players certainly with plenty of quality for this level. And to be fair, they have had an injury plague. They have a lot of injury issues throughout this season, but maybe at points some ill discipline from key players. So maybe that showed a little bit last night. So everyone at home is probably going to be sat there thinking along the lines of they've got 12 and we've got near 20. I don't think full 20. I'm not quite sure of the exact number. Is this not going to be a bit of a walk in the park for Raiders? And you can't always agree, but you can't always confirm. No game's ever guaranteed. I mean, I'm sure the Pitbulls, sometimes when you're on the back foot.
Yeah. When you're on the back foot, it's just. Give us a second. Kind of, we're very quiet.
We're very quiet, are we? Okay.
Quiet. So, hang on, are we?
Well, at least we're live, at least.
Yeah.
So, producer Josh watching from home. I will just speak up and move the mic closer and speak up a little bit. Let's try and rectify that.
Is that better?
I don't know if that's going to boost us or anything.
Is anything good? Oh, hang on. Oh, Christ.
That might work.
Is that? No, that's
not.
That's just getting louder in ours. Hang on.
No, I think that's.
Is that better? There you go. Is that good? Yeah. Is that good? Are we all good? Are we all good? Are we all good?
Sorry, minor technical issues.
Yeah, technical issues are always keep atom volume.
As I say, this is a fairly new thing we've been trying. We're working on it the past few weeks. Are we good?
Yeah, atom volume's already off.
No, he just turned that off, Brody. Anyway, we'll move on. Let's just talk about the team then, because the Raiders have had injury issues themselves.
Oh.
They've been sort of resting players as we've lost ourselves now. Come on, Brody, sort it out.
Oh, my days. It's just a bit of a nightmare.
It's just been one of those. It's just a mess this time of year, isn't it? All focus on the playoffs. Yeah, the Raiders have had injury issues themselves. We know
Still
that.
Fairly quiet. Blimey. How loud do they want us?
That's you, fairly quiet. I'm going to carry on. You sort that out. You turn me right up now. Yeah, so the Raiders have had injury issues.
Am I good now?
Marco Pascal, we believe, is done for the season. Or we know he's done for the season. Ethan James, we're not entirely sure whether he'll be able to play any more parts.
Am I any better now? Move mic closer. There you go. Oh, Christ. Now I sound a bit... Now I sound really low. Oh, hang on. I can turn the phones down. Hang on. We'll turn them down. Is that any better? Is that literally any better? That is going into the yellow now. I can see that from here. Oh, my days. This is just a nightmare, isn't it? I'm still really distorted now as well. Is that on?
Oh, I've gone down now.
A bit better.
My volume's gone down on the
ears. I'll do. Oh, my God. Right, I'll turn mine up all the way.
I can't hear myself, right. But hey, I assume we're coming through.
Can't hear yourself?
No, I can't hear myself in my ears.
Now?
No, well, yeah, that's better now.
Yeah, there you go.
Leave it at that. Can we focus on this now? Because people are watching this. It's some sort of comedy show.
Hello.
The new comedy act. Yeah, we're coming to a...
Bucks game would have said lots more yesterday, wouldn't it?
To a theatre near you. We haven't got long. We've got about 15 minutes left of this. As I say, players are out on the warm-up. We'll give you some shots out there on the ice in a moment. But what we just want to say to you, as I say, is run through the both teams down on players. We don't know the situation. I don't think we'll know the full Raiders fitness situation until next week.
Yes.
Because we know there's a couple of players that are probably done for the season. A lot of players we don't know if there's major problems or they're just being precautious and resting.
Tell me to turn down now. There you go. Is that better? There you go. Are we good? Are we good? I think that was Taddo. He said Taddo. Not much. That was not much.
Just have to deal with it. If it's loud or quiet,
if it's loud, if it's quiet, if you can't hear me, then well, that's just good. Lucky you.
Well,
there you go.
Oh. Right. I'm going to spin this around now.
Spin this around. Right. So just look at the state of the Bristol zone there. That's how many players they've got. By the way, we can confirm that this is not a drill. That is how many players they have. There's not. That is everyone. It is a bit of a nightmare, really. And also, coach-wise, they haven't got their first-choice coach either.
Well, without saying guarantee, we're hearing that maybe that they, because they're short on the bench, that they've had to pull a Raiders junior coach to fill the bench allocation.
Well,
not officially confirmed, but that's just what we've been hearing anyway.
And then the Raiders zone.
They're in the red, the British Heart Foundation warm-up jerseys that have been part of the whole season, but every year they play a game in them, and it's sort of been lost in all the other jerseys, which some may say has been a little bit of an overload this season, but nevertheless, I think there's a few people that say that. But anyway, so let's look at what the Pitbulls do have. As I say, they got a guest netminder in, James Guest.
He is a guest netminder. He's a guest netminder, and his last name's Guest. Perfect.
Guest, National League debut tonight. From what we understand, is that he's most of his games has been from the Nottingham Lions in the North 2 division. He's only played 4 games over that level at NIHL 1 level, so there's quite a step up tonight. If anything else, some great experience for the young man heading in between the pipes tonight.
Yeah. I think we've got a guest behind you.
Oh, you got a couple of Raiders. I'll turn this back around then. Do you want to?
Right.
Get one at a time. So, joined by a couple of Raiders. We talked about players not icing and all that. I'm joined by the Raiders captain, Jack Cooper. Welcome.
Thank you.
Fortunately for you, it's not an injury situation that's kept you out. You just on the naughty step for a couple of weekends.
Yeah, one more weekend left, and then we're good to go.
I suppose you look at some of the games over the past couple of weekends, it's been a little bit messy, a lot of them. It's probably not a bad thing to stay out of it, is it?
No, I know, yeah, it saved my body a little bit, but it's just heartbreaking that you have to miss the first weekend of playoffs, as it's so important, obviously. But hopefully we can get some points that weekend, and then everyone should sort of be back by then, and then go to work.
I'd say for the Raiders at the moment, it is just sort of getting through. You've got players that maybe not 100% fitness, you're just trying to rest, but also make sure you've got enough of a roster to compete in games.
I think it's just this point in time right now where even like if you've got a niggle, like games like this, we could potentially rest some boys, but where some boys have got serious injuries, and you just sort of got to play through the niggle and potentially play through the injury that you got anyway. So we haven't really got the numbers, but hopefully it's the last week of it.
So looking at tonight, you're looking to finish obviously on a high note, get a good result on the board, but also secure that 7th place and not leave it up to other results.
No, well, it's bit closer than we'd like right now, right? So if Telford win and we don't get a point out of this, then we drop to the other group. So we want to stay where we are right now. So hopefully get a decent win here, and like I said, not leave it up to the Telford Solway game. But like looking at these boys, they've not really got many players there because of obviously what's happened last night. But that's when the team is probably at its dangerous point.
So they can really be. Sometimes teams really on the roads like that, limited players can come up with a really strong performance,
and
can't they?
it's happened in our favour as well a few times. We've ended up going places with a very short bench, and I feel like the other team, you don't do it on purpose, but like probably a little bit subconsciously, you look down the ice and warm up. Oh, they've got no one there, and you sort of just slip off your game. But you can't afford to do it. Not at this level of hockey anyway.
So just a look ahead to the playoffs then. I mean, we're still not sure what group you're going to be in, but I suppose from your perspective, maybe 2025 hasn't seen you guys had probably the best run of form or the results you'd have wanted, but you've proved in that cup final, you've proved in the big games so far as Bruce is behind us, that when it comes to the big games, the Raiders can compete against anyone.
Yeah.
So even though the media might look at you now as underdogs again, you're not going to be one to take for granted.
No, well, I think since I've been here, really, we've been looked at as the underdogs. So I don't think it's anything new for us, especially this year as well with the new ownership group and everything. Everyone writ us off from the start of the year. So the start of the season, obviously, we played probably the best hockey that I've seen us play for years, and turned everyone's head, made a cup final, and then it sort of just slipped off recently. We can't really seem to find that cemented form that we want to be in going into playoffs, but it happens, right? People get injured. What can you do? You just got to find a way to get the points at the end of the night and move on that way.
And absolutely, and all in all, I say whatever happens, you could count it off as a positive season.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like, I would have loved to have made playoffs from the start, which we've done that. To make a cup final and be so close to lifting the trophy as well, that's a massive achievement for the boys that Leish and Lewis have brought in this year, especially. So regardless of what happens, I think we look at this as a successful year, from taking a whole new ownership role and everyone coaching, staff-wise, player-wise. I think you look at it as a good year, and then something to build on for next year.
Wonderful. Well, I'll let you get off. You've got Jake Sylvester to hand over to. You're more than welcome to say, I know you're probably doing your captain role, taking notes tonight, but you're more than welcome to come up and join us at any time.
Yeah, I'll come and join up for a period, maybe like second period I'll jump up here.
Absolutely. It'll be great to have you along. Thank you very much,
no
Jack
problem.
Cooper. I'll hand over to...
See you in a second.
Yeah, hand over to another player not icing this evening, and that's Jake Sylvester. Welcome to the pre-game show, and thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks.
First of all, how are you?
Yeah, no, we're okay. Just a little bit of protocol tonight, so just going to have a rest and hopefully be back for next week. So.
Yeah, save yourself. The big game's coming up, but probably not easy as a player sitting from the sidelines, is it, even in a game like this?
No, I mean, I've done it quite a few times throughout my career, and I can honestly say I hate watching ice hockey. And it's probably double the. Yeah, it's really bad as well. You know, when you're meant to be out there and you're trying to help the team best you can, it's really tough.
So, just a quick question on your season. You know, whether it might seem harsh or not, but I'd say your season so far, maybe the first half of the season, would you say from your standard or your expectation, maybe your production, goal scoring a little bit lower than you like, but you really seem to have found a bit of form in the second half, certainly in the last couple of months?
Yeah, I think, I mean, obviously, you know, first sort of 3 or 4 weeks I was a bit slow, started to pick up a little bit more, but obviously still slower for my standards. I think it was a little bit more difficult. You know, we had quite a few new players trying to get some new lines. You know, in previous years I've played on lines with guys I've played with for 3 or 4 years or had a long time to play with, so I'm used to how they play. Obviously going into this year when we had all the changes, it was good to see, because the changes are what we needed, and I think we've made steps in the right way, and we're moving in the right direction now. But yeah, hopefully I can carry on the way I finished this year and hopefully bring that into next year as well. So. And
predominantly your line's been working alongside TJ and more recently Reed. Yeah. Playing that second line, you've had a chance to play that first line with certain absences from the likes of Schufelt and Miller lately. What's that been like?
Yeah, I think it's good. I mean, for this league, you can't necessarily say teams have out-and-out first lines. You know, the league's so competitive now. You have to have minimum two solid lines that you can put out in any situation. And obviously, when you look at the bigger teams, they've got three good lines. So you know, for us to say that you can have a second line that could be a first line anywhere else is good, and hopefully we can bring that back next year and carry on.
So just a quick word on to this evening's game. An opportunity, I think, for a few Bucks that are, I think, in the lineup tonight. Is that correct?
Yeah,
A chance for them to get some more ice time in the National League, and there's been a lot of young players coming through the system as well.
Yeah. There's a lot of guys here who have stepped up quite big for us in the last sort of 3 or 4 weeks. Getting to this end of the season, a lot of guys are getting knocks, and I don't think there's anyone who hasn't got some sort of little niggle or knock on them. But for us to have some guys that we can bring out and play in our space is good for the junior system. So hopefully we can keep that up.
And alluded to briefly with Jack, the Bristol Pitbulls have found themselves in a difficult situation tonight after last night's events. But sure you agree as well, sometimes when teams are really on the back foot, short bench is when sometimes they play their best. So what do you think of tonight's game going to be like?
Yeah, I mean, the thing for them is they might only have 10, 12 guys, but they're all going to be in the game. So they're always going to be, 100%. Whereas us, if you have a bit of a deeper bench, sometimes you have a shorter bench, and you're getting them more ice time. You're in the game for a longer period of time. Whereas, especially for us, we've got playoffs next week, so we've got to continue playing the right way, continue building into the playoffs next week. They've got nothing to play for anymore, so it's easy for us to drop down to their level. So we need to just keep up building for next weekend.
And of course, try and turn this place back into a fortress. I mean, you've been here since we've been in this building. You've seen probably, I assume you see, what's it been like seeing the crowds up this season for you on the ice?
Yeah, this season's been really good. It's been, as I said earlier, a big step in the right direction for the club. And it's good to see that we're filling the building out a lot more, and hopefully we can continue to do that.
Wonderful. Right, well, warm-up's just finished. I'm sure you're probably going to head back or see the boys in the dressing room or run final pep talk. Thank you very much for joining us. Wish you all the best, and look forward to see you back on the ice next week. Thank you very much to Jack Cooper as well. Hopefully see him a little bit later. Thank you very much. Let Brody jump back on. We'll run just a couple of minutes because we do need to head over to our main live stream, which is going to be on Ticketco. Is there a link in the description?
There is.
There is. So if you haven't bought the stream yet and you want to watch the game, because I think this could be an interesting one tonight, do not write this one off as nothing on the line. I think we could be in for a very interesting one because the Pitbulls, there's been some feisty moments between these two teams this season, and I'm sure we're going to get plenty more of that.
I don't think Bristol need it either, especially with the squad they have. So
well, they've got nothing else to lose, have they now, really?
Nothing else to lose. If they want the whole squad out for the next season, that's fine. Temporary squad in during the pre-season, you're fine. All good. But yeah.
So anyway, well, we run out of very little time in the end after dealing with all those issues.
But it was very nice to have them on.
In terms of the pre-game show, that's sort of what we're going to try and bring, get them interviews. Obviously, we don't want to be interviewing players off the ice, not icing for various reasons. We'd rather see them on the ice. But
and I think definitely at the start of the season, you're not going to have, you might not even have anyone off the ice because you're going to have them.
Well, in that case, hopefully we'll be able to get interviews before they go out. And,
hopefully.
And before all that. So yeah, we're going to go live very, very short in just a couple of minutes as soon as this stream ends. Just a final thought. What's your can you predict this game? I don't know if you can you?
I don't think everyone should think it's as easy as it is, because ice hockey is not an easy sport, and at the end of the day it can throw so many curveballs that I can't confirm whether Raiders are going to win or lose. I can't confirm whether Bristol are going to win or lose.
Very neutral.
So I'm going to say, and I will say it with confidence though, I will say Raiders will win. I'll go 3-1. I'll say they will win. They'll win by 2, but
I don't know. I think
I'm not going to win there by comfortably. I don't think
the game in Bristol a couple of weeks ago is anything to go by. The Pitbulls came out 9-6, if I'm correct on that one.
Yes.
I suspect there could be a lot of goals in this one either way. Because again, bear in mind,
Oh, this is a very interesting
That's
site.
unique. Anyway, right, so we're going to head over. Thank you very much for tuning in if you have.
Yes.
Again, do follow us on YouTube. We're going to carry this on, hopefully, into next season and through the playoffs, live and free on YouTube. So you can see this without having to pay a penny, and then obviously get you ready for the live stream. So we're going to go live to that now. We'll give you the full lineups, which I think are now just being confirmed. So we do have them in. I'll let you know the lineups on the live stream in Ticketco in a couple of minutes. Thank you for tuning in. See you over very shortly for the game.